Make the most out of your time at work
with Karen Gately,
leadership and people management specialist.
Well, it's safe to say that 2020 has been a year. More than ever before, the way that we work has changed considerably, and one woman that is right across it is our HR expert, Karen Gately. Good morning.
Good morning.
Great to speak to you again, Karen, by the way. Now, over the last 7 months, we have had a seismic shift in the way that we go about our business. A lot of people have now changed to working from home. Do you think that is a situation that will be maintained regardless of the COVID-19 situation going forward?
Yeah, look, I certainly think for a lot of businesses that's going to be the case. You know, I think a lot of people have learned that there's a lot of benefits, if I can put it that simply. You know, so for a lot of employers, you know, they themselves are recognising that there's opportunities to create, maintain balance, you know, between work and life more broadly. So I think what's likely is there'll end up being, for a lot of businesses, a blended way of working where people are at least spending some of their time working from home and some of the time in the office, you know, depending on, as I said, the type of business and why we need to come together. But I think it's going to be an element or an aspect of the way we work for.
Turns out that working without
people,
pants,
I would say.
good for productivity, I think. Okay, now, Karen, so here's the thing. If we are doing that more, and if that is becoming more part of our work life, getting that differentiation between actually working at home and living at home, relaxing at home, it's going to be more important than ever before.
Yeah, that's right. And I think the most important thing is to actually create those boundaries. You know, it's obviously can be really challenging, and I've got certainly clients who are complaining that they find themselves still sitting at their desk working till, you know, whatever hour, 9 o'clock at night, etc. Which again is ultimately the starting point in changing that is to make different choices. You know, we need to, again, make sure that we are disciplined in how much time we're investing in our work and also how much time we're investing in the rest of our lives, you know, in terms of investing in downtime. It does actually matter that we're switching our minds off, that we're resting our bodies, or we're getting out there and exercising, spending time with our families. So if we're just, you know, becoming a slave to the computer and just, you know, in our work zone, then clearly that's going to become problematic. So it's critical that we're actually creating those boundaries and routines that make sure that we do spread the load, you know, in terms of what we're focused on.
So you're talking about the people that are obviously very motivated and very involved with their work, but I suppose it also goes the other way too, where some people may just be relaxing a little bit too much when they're meant to be on the clock. I've got a mate that I've spoken to that, you know, is watching a fair bit more sport in work hours than he would be before.
Yeah. Look, I think that there's no doubt, clearly, that there can be those distractions. I think that the human brain is probably better suited to working in sprints rather than marathons.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really how we do that. If we're up and about, say, for example, nice and early, we get a couple of hours worth of work done, and then, you know, take a half-hour break to recharge, kind of clear the mind, then, you know, I think there could be a lot of benefit in that. So, you know, it's again about the discipline of, well, if I want to watch a bit of sport now, you know, reconnect with something I enjoy. It's then about, you know, setting the clock, whether it's a literal or just a mental clock, that now is switch off time again from that, and I've got to get back into it. So, you know, that can happen in the office. It can be easier because we've got other people around us to kind of almost force the issue, you know. But how many people sit at their desk online doing different things, you know, whether it's online shopping or checking out Facebook or doing other things. So, you know, again, productivity can be difficult to maintain in the office as well. It's really about, well, am I into my work? Am I engaged with this? Do I want to be good at it?
Yep.
So, you know, again, I don't want to sound too naive. There's certainly going to be some days that are easier or harder than others. But broadly, it just comes down to, you know, if I can give myself that blend of the on time, the break time, back into it, you know, perhaps take another break later in the afternoon, you know, keep sort of mixing it up, but get working in sort of 2-hour stints
Yeah.
with a small break in between.
That's it. Hey, just quickly before we go, Karen, Zoom meeting burnout, can that be a thing? You know, if you're just going back to back to back meetings through a screen, surely that's going to have an effect after a while.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. You know, there's some clients, again, that I'm working with that are just delighted when we can just do it over the phone.
Yeah.
Sometimes, for example, if it's a coaching session, they'll be marching around the block with their earphones in, and, you know, we're having the conversation. They're engaged, but they're actually moving. They're not sitting in front of a screen.
That's a good way of doing it.
Yeah, again, just mix it up. You know, we don't have to be on the Zoom the whole time or on the camera the whole time, even if we need to be connected and talking.
It's definitely been a year unlike any other, but make sure if you are working from home, you're taking care of yourself mentally, and that way you'll be at your best at work, which is what Karen Gately wants for you. Karen, we'll do it again next Monday.
Thank you.